A new lawsuit by former Playboy model Karen McDougal claims people close to President Trump colluded with her lawyer to keep her silent about an alleged 2006 affair that lasted 10 months. McDougal accepted $150,000 from American Media Incorporated, the parent company of several tabloid publications. She sold her story and, in return, expected chances to write and model.
Now, AMI says that McDougal, quote, has been free to respond to press inquiries about her relationship with President Trump since 2016. So they say the suggestion that AMI silenced her is completely without merit. The White House has said President Trump denies this affair. Mr. Trump's personal lawyer, Michael Cohen, did not answer our request for comment. Peter Stris is Karen McDougal's current lawyer. Good morning, and I assume you're ready to talk. You're ready to answer all the questions.
I'm ready.
So first tell us, Peter, what did she think she was signing, and why did she sign it?
So American Media Inc. not only owns the National Enquirer, but they also own 6 major fitness magazines, including Men's Fitness, and she was the first woman on the cover of that magazine in 1999. So she thought she was signing a legitimate modeling and writing contract. Now, to be clear, she knew that they were buying her story, and she knew that the National Enquirer was not going to publish it, but she had no idea that she wasn't going to be able to respond to press inquiries. Now, AMI takes the position that she can,
yes,
and we're thrilled. You know, she'll be speaking tomorrow and finally being able to set the record straight with Anderson Cooper. But the reality is their private position is very different. And for over a year, they've made her terrified.
How?
So after the New Yorker Ronan Farrow story came out, they said any further disclosures will breach the contract and will lead to significant monetary damages. And we all know what that means. You get sued for $20 million. Mm-hmm. So their public position is very different than their private one, and she needs to get out of this bogus contract.
But if they're saying she can talk now, then isn't everything taken care of?
It's taken care of this week while we're in the news, but they have these rights in perpetuity. And so I really want to be clear. Karen doesn't want any money. We will settle this case tomorrow. If they give up their rights, she'll assign them to a nonprofit, a legitimate nonprofit. There's many ways to structure it. She doesn't want money.
What does she want if more than just tell her story? And what else does she want?
She wants out of this contract.
But why?
Because if she doesn't get out of this contract, they own her rights in perpetuity. At any point in the future, they can do what they've done for the past year, and there's nothing she can do about it.
But they say they've allowed her to write and participate in the journalism that's a part of AMI.
Oh, I'm talking about silencing her. I'm talking
about this specific story.
About anything having to do with her prior relationship with Donald Trump. At this moment, they're letting her tomorrow speak, but there's a lot of future moments.
Stormy Daniels' attorney said that his client had been physically threatened. Has your client been physically threatened?
Absolutely not. There have been no physical threats. We've heard nothing of the sort. What has happened is there's been a coordinated campaign for over a year to convince Karen that she would be sued or her reputation would be besmirched if she spoke her truth about this issue. That's what we're concerned about, and that's why we want to get out of this contract.
And I'm trying to figure out what is her truth. Wasn't this a consensual relationship?
It was consensual, and it was an important relationship to her. I mean, I don't want to speak for her, but you know, she had a relationship with him for 10 months.
Does she regret having an affair with a married man?
Absolutely.
When was the last time she spoke with the president?
I believe a few years ago, but again, you know, she's the person to ask, but I believe a few years ago.
And you're her current lawyer, but she alleges that her lawyer at the time of the deal, Keith Davidson, was coordinating with Michael Cohen, colluding. Is there any evidence of that?
Oh, there's plenty of evidence. In the first instance, we know he represented Stormy Daniels and another woman in direct hush deals. Karen had no idea that he was representing them, that those deals were happening. And then more recently, the New York Times has reported that in Karen's deal itself, the day it was signed, he emailed Michael Cohen, and they got on the phone, and he said the deal is done. And that's remarkable because this deal happened in one day. She was close to having a deal with ABC, where she was, for no money, going to go and tell her story. And her lawyer brought her back to AMI, and in a day said, hey, we got to get this signed, a contract that she didn't understand.
And we have to note that Keith Davidson issued a statement. His spokesperson said he, quote, fulfilled his obligations and zealously advocated for Ms. McDougal to accomplish her stated goals at the time. What is your response to the statement?
My response is that's a very interesting perspective. I think no one who's admitted to any bar would share, but he's certainly entitled to his opinion.
Why is it important for your client to tell her story then or now, if not to just hurt the president?
Well, let me be clear. Karen is a Republican. She voted for the president. She holds no ill will. One of the reasons it's taken her, I think, so long to come forward is that's actually a concern. If ever there were a case that was not motivated by naked politics, it's this one. What she wants is to correct the lies that AMI has told, about her motivations, her honesty. She does not want publicity.
Peter, how can you say she doesn't want publicity? I'm not trying to be cute here, but she's suing. She's saying, I had an affair with the president. I want to tell my story. I'm trying to think what will change after she tells her story. And then you say she doesn't want publicity.
Here's how I can say that. The proof is in the pudding. What I'm telling you is she's going to do this interview. She's going to tell her truth. And then you're not going to see her again. And that's what someone does who doesn't want publicity. And you can hold me to it because, it's either true or it's not. I know it's true. I'm confident. And I think people are going to be very interested to see her perspective because the issue, it's nuanced, it's complicated, and it's important.
Is she willing to give back some of the $150,000?
Oh,
tell her story?
if this contract is voided, she will give back the money she got. She will make it clear that she doesn't get profits from it. She does not want money. She wants out from under the thumb of this organization that has effectively controlled her life for over a year. That's what this is about.
We'll be hearing from her tomorrow night.
Yep.
Peter, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you.